Welcome or welcome back to the Variety Pack Podcast. I'm your host, Rashad, and today I wanted to talk about a romance anime that hit the scene a few months ago called A Sign of Affection. A Sign of Affection. So, if you enjoy me talking about a variety of different animes, this is the show for you. And before we begin, I would like to tell you guys to follow my Facebook at the Variety Pack Podcast, my Instagram at the Variety Pack Podcast, my Twitter at the Variety Pack Podcast, and also my TikTok at the Variety Pack Podcast. Okay, without further ado, let's start the show. So, A Sign of Affection. We meet this college student named Yuki. And my girl Yuki, she was born deaf, unable to hear. One day, she meets a guy on the train named Itsumi. After he helps her with the awkward situation on the train, and after this, this chance meeting on the train, she goes to tell her friend, her homegirl Rin, about this cute guy. And her homegirl Rin, she was like, "Girl, I know you got a crush on this dude already," because Yuki, she was talking about him. She was blushing and red in the face. You know how that go when you have a crush on somebody. Y'all know what time it is. So, and she told Yuki. And she told Yuki that, "Oh, I have a crush on his cousin that works at the cafe." You know what I'm saying? And they was talking about, a possibility of double dating or whatever. Cause Yuki, she got a crush on this new guy, this silver, white silver haired guy. And you know how the white haired guys in anime, you know how they go, man. So another white haired, silver haired guy, welcome to the club, man. So Yuki and Rin, they were just, gushing over the fact that they both have crushes on these two guys who are related, and they work together at the cafe. And I gotta say, man, I like Rin. Rin, she's a cool homegirl, man. She's so dope as a homegirl. And my girl Yuki, she definitely going in my waifu academy, man. So yeah, I like Rin. She's a good homegirl. She's always down, to ride for her girl Yuki, man. And another thing is I love how Itsumi, how he's understanding of her condition, and he's very understanding, he's very accommodating. It's not awkward, and I like him. I like him as a character because he don't come off as awkward or like a bumbling idiot, like how some romance protagonists, they could come off as kind of, whatever sometimes. So, but he don't have that problem, and that's what I like, man. So, and then, she was worried about, oh, I got to get his contact info. And she finally gets it. And the first question, she asks him, is the world big? And he responds like, yeah, it's huge. The world is huge. And then he hits her with the Riz. He's like, let me into your world. Let me into your world. And it's like, dude, saying your Riz is on 100, my man. It's on 100. So, and each day, this brand new person just comes into her life, and each day, naturally her feelings, start to grow for him. And she's like, a couple episodes down the line, she's already like, yeah, I think I'm in love with him. And I'm just like, man, girl, like the Usher song, you got it bad, man. So, and my girl Yuki, she gives Itsumi a sign language guy to help him, do better with his sign language. So, yeah, man, it's like every episode, man, it's like the relationship takes a small step in a positive direction. Like, they don't try to, rush it all. They don't try to, do too much, because some romances, they kind of rush it, or they don't do enough. And then, like, at the end of season 1, they blue ball us with whatever. It's like, we got to wait till season 2 for it to blossom more. You know what I'm saying? So I like how this romance, how they did it, man. I really like how they did it, So, yeah, like I said, Yuki, she's now like, oh man, I might be in love, man. So one night, they at the, Yuki's at the bar with her homegirl Ren, and Itsumi, his friends come in. They're drunk off of their ass. His friends come in, Itsumi, his friends, they come in, and they're drunk off of their ass, man. So, and this girl, he has this homegirl, Enma. So, and Yuki, she sees this, and she's like, because his homegirl, she's drunk and she's clinging to him and, talking to him all, So Yuki, she sees this, and she's not happy about seeing this. Who is this random girl clinging to my man, So she just, she not happy with it, bro. But she start asking the mean question: who is this girl? What is their relationship? So normal stuff you would ask. If you see your boyfriend, hang with this other girl, she's hanging all around him, so she's like clinging to him and whatever. So she's not with that at all, man. And so Yuki and Itsumi, she's they're meeting at the laundromat, and they're learning. She's teaching him, more sign stuff. She's teaching him more sign language stuff, and because he's kind of a novice to the game, and she's teaching him everything, how to communicate, how they're going to communicate better, and you know, get him to have a better understanding of sign language. And the audience, we learned that Itsumi is from overseas. He's from overseas, and that he lived overseas and everything. So, and they both was like, yeah, we would like to get closer to each other, and like they're making their intentions be known with each other. So it's not like he's not leaving her in the dark or something or nothing like that. And so we get his homegirl Enma. She's waiting for Itsumi at his house, and she has a key to his house or whatever. She's waiting or whatever, and he rejects her or whatever. It's like, yeah, don't come back or whatever, waiting for him at his house. But she finds the sign language book, and she's like, what is this? So, because apparently she's just over there, house sitting for him, I guess. So, and, she finds the sign language book, and she's like, what is this or whatever that Yuki gave Itsumi. So yeah, man, it's like, but yeah, Emma, man, you kind of in a way, my girl, I give her credit. She definitely top tier, waifu material, but man, yeah. And Yuki and Itsumi goes on a double date with my girl Ren and Kayuka. And Ren and Kayuka, they are so surprised when they see Yuki and Itsumi holding hands. Like they just like, oh my God, man, you know how it is, man. They just like shocked beyond belief. Like, are you serious right now? Like, because in their mind they're thinking, oh, y'all moving a little too quick, ain't it? But so, but I'm loving it, man. Me as a watcher, I'm loving this whole thing, man. But I like this point where Kiyuya, Itsumi's cousin that he works at the bar with, he's worried about Yuki getting close to Itsumi because he's hot, he's popular, he's seen with so many girls, so he's worried about Yuki getting close to her. He's worried about Yuki getting close to him. Sorry. He's worried about Yuki getting close to him, and he don't want her to get hurt. So, I respect that out of his cousin, because, you could tell, that's my cousin. I love my cousin, but like this new girl that's coming into his life, I know my cousin is a ladies' man, so I need her to be careful with my cousin, but so I respect that because, yeah, man, he's a stand-up dude, man. He's, of course he gonna, ride for his cousin, but he's still like, hey, this girl, she gotta be wary because, she gotta be careful because my cousin, he gets the chicks, man. So And they continued their double date, and my girl Yuki, man, she got so much chocolate. She got so much chocolate on their date. I think she got a big old thing of a tiramisu, and she got some other type of chocolate. But yeah, they were um um so yeah, man. So but yeah, I like how his cousin was, looking out for Yuki with that whole situation. I like that, man. I like that. So, they was just, doing it, all of them out together, hanging out, so yeah, man. And then my boy Itsumi, he invites Yuki over for dinner. It wasn't nothing too big. It was just, some pizza or whatever. And they was just hanging out. And Yuki, she learns that Itsumi is 22 years old. He's 3 years younger. He's 3 years older than her because she's 19. And, he says he's getting, more comfortable with her. And he's like, he says that, oh, did anybody tell you that, hanging around you, makes them go to sleep and, makes them sleepy or whatever. And she was like, what does he mean by that? And he was like, it's just that I'm getting, more comfortable around you. Like, and, once you get to that stage where you could get comfortable around your significant other, man, it's getting there. You know what I mean? You guys know what I mean out there. But, but Yuki says that, being around him, she can, it brings out her clingy side, and she can, yeah. So, and while these they just chilling, they having a little fun, nothing too serious. They just hanging out together. And then who comes to the door and disrupts everything? Who else? Enma. So I'm like, bro. So I'm like, in my mind, when I see her at the door, I'm like, why are you here? You finna be the biggest cock block ever. Why are you here? But when he opens the door and he, cause Yuki, she immediately sees Enma, and she's like, oh, I think it's best that I go or whatever, and she gets ready to go or whatever. And but while she sees Emma giving Itsumi the key back, because you remember I said she was over his house where she saw the sign language book. So, and Yuki, she saw that and she got upset, and he ran after her and was like, yeah, why didn't you wait for me? And cause with her, she's like, what's going on? Like, why is she giving you the key back or whatever? Why is she giving you the key back? And, so yeah, and he was like, that's just my friend. Don't worry about it. It's nothing like that, So, and his cousin, on to the next point, his cousin Kiyuya, he asks he asked Itsumi, he was like, yo, how do you feel about Yuki? He just asked him straight up, like, man, how do you feel about, Yuki or whatever? Like, what's your intentions with her? And like I said, man, his cousin, like, I respect his cousin, man, because, he's, he cares about both of them, even though he just met Yuki not too long ago. But he's like, I still want to, make sure my cousin is going to do right by this girl. And I can respect that wholeheartedly, man. You know what I'm saying? So he asks his cousin Itsumi, how do you feel about Yuki? And he admits, like, he totally captivated by her, man. He says, like, yo, she got me in a vice grip, man. And his cousin, he's like, yo, man, don't he know he sounds like he's down bad for her? Like, he's like, man, but he told the truth, man. He told the truth. And, so Itsumi on the next point, he asks Yuki to officially be a couple, and she agrees, man. She agrees because in the back of her head, like, she's like, yo, I'm already in love with this guy. So when he officially asks me, I'm definitely gonna say yeah. So she says yeah. So they're officially an item, and he immediately goes to tell, tell his cousin, and he goes to tell, he tells Ren. So he tells his cousin and his homegirl Ren, and so they're just, first we see y'all holding hands. Now y'all just bust into the bar telling us that you guys are officially a couple, and like, dude, and like, so, and man, and I like I said, my girl Ren, man, she's so hilarious because, like, she could barely even talk to this guy, Kayuka. It's like, bro, she could barely talk to Kayuka, and every time she see this dude, she get red in the face. It's like, and like, yo, she makes the funniest faces ever, bro. Like, so I'm like, Ren, man, she's like, yeah, I like her, man, as the homie, man, for my girl Yuki, man. She is a straight ride or die homie, man. And so my girl Yuki, she goes job hunting, so she could find a job, so she can get money for a passport, so she can travel with Itsumi. Like, because he travels a lot. He came back and he gave her a souvenir from, I forgot where he said he went. Then he went to, then he went to Croatia one time. So he travels a lot, and he brings her back stuff when he travels. So she's like, oh, I want to travel with him as well. And it's like, yo, I'm gonna get me a job so I can save up, so we can, so we could travel together. So, and my girl, she job hunting, doing her thing, but she just getting rejected after rejection after rejection after rejection. And it's, let's just be honest here, it's because of her condition that she's getting rejected. And, and I can understand it from both sides, man, because, to have a condition to where you can't hear, that's gonna, hinder hinder your the process, because you can't hear the work environment around you, and but if you have someone that can accommodate your condition, that's going to make it a lot better. So these guys, they couldn't accommodate her, so they was like, nah, we can't, we can't hire you or whatever. And I was like, dude, I felt like, oh man, my girl ain't never gonna get no job, you know what I'm saying? So so on to another note, my girl Yuki. So when Itsumi comes, he returns home from one of his other trips, and they were at a crosswalk where the train comes, and you let down a little thing for the train. They were at that. So he saw her from across the train, the train crossing, and he waved at her and whatever. They was doing sign language. It was like, oh, she thought he said, oh, I want to hug you, doing sign language, and she kind of got kind of mixed up a little bit. So he was on one side of the street, she was on the other side, and he was like doing a sign, and she was like, oh, he's saying, can I want to hug you, but he was saying, can I kiss you or whatever. And he goes in for a kiss, and like, dude, she is totally shocked. She is like, what? Oh my God. Like, but she's shocked, but she's happy too. She was like, what? Oh my God. Like, this is my first ever kiss by, Mr. Dreamboat. Like, oh my God. Like, bro. So yeah, man. And my girl is on a complete roller coaster for my guy Itsumi, man. I'm loving it, man. And then Itsumi, he goes to introduce Yuki to his friend, technically for the second time, but the first time his friend, his name is Shin, by the way. He was, like I said before, him and Emma was drunk off of their asses. So he didn't even realize Yuki was even there. He was so freaking plastered. So Itsumi, he goes and introduced them for a second time. And now, he's sober or whatever. And speaking of my man Shin, like on other than Itsumi, because the girls that watch this romance anime, they're definitely going to be, oh yeah, Itsumi is my husband for this anime. And then you got my man Shin coming out of the woodworks, as the friend of Itsumi. So it's like both of these guys can be like, a hot commodity for the girls that watch this anime. It's like, yeah, this is my, he's going in my husband collection, like, so I can definitely see that, a lot of girls that watch this romance are definitely going to pick one of these two guys as like, yeah, this is my husband, like, cause yeah, he's a dreamboat. So he introduces Yuki to Shin, and he's introducing her and whatever, and Shin, he finds out that that Yuki is, she can't, she's deaf, she can't hear, because he asked her a question like, oh, what kind of music do she like? He was like, nah, she can't hear, and so stuff like that. And then he was they were talking, getting to know each other, you know how that goes with introducing your girl to your homie. So but Shin tells Itsumi that, yo, now that I see that it's official, where you got a girl, I'm gonna tell Emma, I'm gonna break the news to her because Emma, yo, she's head over heels for my man Itsumi. She's down bad for my boy. But he don't see her that way. He sees her, that's just my friend, that's just a homie. I don't see her like that. You know what I'm saying? We've all been there, where you like this guy, but he don't like you that way, or you like this girl, but she don't like you that way. It's just friends or whatever. We've all been there. We've all been there, man. So, yeah. In that regard, I kind of feel for Emma, but like, you can't be cock blocking on their nah, bro. But nah, she just, but I feel her. But yeah, we've all been there where Emma is at right now. And then, like we were just stating about Emma being in love with Itsumi, we also find out that my man Shin, Itsumi's homie, he's been in love with Emma since high school. He's been in love with her for a long time. So now we have this dynamic of like, yo, Emma, she likes Itsumi. She's head over heels for this guy. But Shin, on the other hand, he's head over heels for Emma. Yo, you see, yo, this romance is top tier for this season, man, for this year. This is one of the top romances for the whole entire year. We might get some other bangers for the next season that's coming around, but this right now is the top of the whole year right now. I'm loving this romance anime right here, man. So we get that whole, Emma, she's in love with Itsumi, but he don't see her that way. And we have Shin, he's in love with Emma, but yo, she's like, yo. And good news for my girl, Yuki, she finally gets an interview from, because her homegirl, I think you said her name is Maduko. I think it's how you pronounce her name. Her homegirl Maduko, she gets her an interview with her auntie. So yeah, I was happy. Like, yo, my girl Yuki, she finally got an opening. She finally got, an interview thanks to her homegirl, hooking her up. Like, yo, you can work, in this kitchen with my auntie or whatever, in this restaurant or whatever. So, yeah, man, her homegirl came through in the clutch with that for sure. Came through super in the clutch for that, man. My girl Yuki, man, she got some good friends, though. I will say that she got some dope friends, man. And then we get Itsumi and Oshi. They're hanging out, and Oshi, he's a childhood friend of Yuki. So he's been around for the longest, since they were in elementary school, whatever. He's been around for the longest time, and and we could tell that he cares about Yuki or whatever, and he's kind of like jealous that she's hanging out with Itsumi. Like, you could see it on his every time, like, they had one little confrontation in the train station where they was like, they were staring at each other with the whole staring contest or whatever. But he's jealous, that she's hanging out with Itsumi. But, I'm thinking like, bro, what are you jealous for? Because you had your chance with Yuki from all the way from elementary school, my man. Like, you can't be mad that she has somebody else now. You cannot do that. You had your chance from elementary school, middle school, high school, bro. And like, you had your chance for years, for years, man. I mean, I get the jealousy because you like somebody and you know, you don't like to see them with somebody else, but you had your chance, bro. You had, so her friend, her childhood friend, and Isumi, they hang out because Isumi, he's trying to get a better understanding of like who this guy is, you know, what he's about, so, you know, that sort of thing. So he hangs out, and then Isumi, he already knows, like, bro, like, he like, I know you love Yuki, bro. He just told him flat out, like, I know you love her, bro. You know, so, and they go to the bar, they get, you know, Oshi, he gets freaking wasted, bro. He get wasted off 3 beers. He gets wasted off 3 beers, and he Osumi tells Oshi, like, that, you know, tell me to do one thing and I'll do it, no questions asked, whatever. But Oshi, he says, you know, in his drunken state, he says, break up with Yuki, like, you know, and, you know, Isumi, he's like, bro, I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not doing that. You know, it's a mutual thing to break up with somebody, and I already know Yuki's not gonna break up with me. So, bro, this is not happening. This is not happening. So, and I like that from Itsumi's standpoint, to where he's not being he tries to get to know, you know, Oshi a little bit better, instead of just being like, okay, let's throw hands, man, let's throw hands, you know, because Oshi, he definitely was like, bro, if they would have threw hands, he would have, you know, they would have squared up, he would have been down with it, like, bro, let's fight for her, you know. But Isumi, he was like, bro, we ain't finna do all that, you know. So yeah, man, I like how he tried to take him, like, bro, get a better understanding of who this guy was, instead of, you know, this is my girl's childhood friend, so I don't want to be mean to him, be rude to him or whatever. So I like that from Isumi, man. Like, I really like this dude, man. He's a stand-up dude. He might be, like, you know, so far, one of my favorite romance protagonists, man. You know, he might be one of my favorites so far. You know, I don't have that many, but he's definitely on the list, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, but then my girl Yuki, she got the job, you know, because, you know, her friend's auntie, she understood, she knows sign language. So that's, you know, that's one of those things to where she could, you know, better, you know, understand Yuki. She could better help her, you know. So her auntie learning sign language, you know, that was a humongous help, you know. And shout out to Madoki. Like, she held it down for her homegirl, helping her get a job, and then, you know, her auntie, you know, for, you know, giving her the job. So yeah, like I said before, my girl Yuki got some amazing friends, man. So she gets the job with her homegirl's auntie, and her first day was cool, man. She's a fast learner. She do her thing, and I'm so happy for my girl that got her job. Now she can get her, you know, stack her money up, go traveling with her man. So I'm with it, man. And her auntie is cool, man. Her auntie is so cool, man. You know, just a big, you know, kind of a goofball, like her, you know, like her niece a little bit. So so we get to the point where my man Shin, he finally breaks the news to Emma about Isumi and Yuki. And Emma, she's like, she was devastated, but she didn't really make a big scene about it. But yeah, man. So yeah, it's good. Yeah, cause Shin, he tells her, but he also makes a pitch like, yo, man, Isumi, he has a girlfriend now. What about me? What about me and you? We can start going out, just pick me or whatever. And so yeah, man, but and Emma, she made him wait, like, she didn't give him an answer right then and there when he first, after he told her about Isumi and Yuki, and he confessed his feelings to her. She made him wait for a couple of days. And so my girl Yuki and Isumi, they go on their first date as a couple. They go on their first official date, as a couple. And Yuki, she picked the spot. She picked the first spot. She was like, oh yeah, we're going to go look at different flowers that's in season. Because she's a big fan of flowers and, different flowers and the smells and stuff like that. You know how that go. They have a, picnic in the park. And then Isumi, he goes and he was like, how about we go on a boat ride? Then it ain't just any boat ride. It's swan-shaped boats. So they go on swan-shaped boat rides. And Yuki, she finally figures out why does Isumi travel so much? Because she asked him, way back, towards the beginning of the show, but he was like, I'll tell you once we get a little closer. So she finally figures out, why he travels so much. So he says, as a kid, I loved airplanes, and he wanted to communicate better with people. So he studied language, getting better with language and making friends. So now when he was little, he wanted to do all of that. And so now as an adult, he travels so he can learn he travels a lot now so he can learn more about history, culture, and languages of the world. But he also wants to pass the knowledge on to the kids of the next generation. So yeah, that's stand up. That's commendable, man. Commendable. So he was a young dude. He fell in love with airplanes, and he was like, as a kid, he fell in love with airplanes, and he wanted to communicate with people better as he grew up, and he was, experiencing different cultures at a young age. So now he travels as an adult to learn more about the history, culture, and the languages of the world, and he wants to pass it on to the kids of the next generation. So, hey, Isumi, man. Stand up dude, stand up guy, man, stand up guy. And Yuki, she's learning all of this, like, and she's seeing all of this and hearing all of this through text or whatever. And she's like, oh man, this guy is amazing. Like, so, and then you could tell, man, they didn't officially say it to each other, but you could tell that they love each other. You can tell they love each other. They didn't officially say it. I'm hoping in season 2 they officially say it to each other. But yeah, they, it's official. They're like, they didn't officially say it, but I'm hoping season 2 they officially drop the L bomb on each other. Because it's obvious, man. It's obvious that they love each other. Then my man Shin and Enma, they started dating. So I'm happy for my man Shin and Enma because, yeah, man, I'm happy for my boy, man. Because he was, he loved her from ever since high school. Then we get Kiyuya and Ren. They officially start dating, So, that's, man, that's, so at the end, everybody, they start pairing up and they, make it official for everybody across the board. Like, yeah, at the end, everybody's going to start dating going into season 2. You know what I'm saying? So, my man Shin, he got his girl in the end, and, she finally came around to him. And my man Isumi and Yuki, they, they used to get stronger and stronger by the day. And my girl Yuki, she finally gets her passport at the end of season 1. She finally gets her passport so she can travel with Isumi, going, all different places. So, man, when I say I love this anime, season 1 was a straight banger. Everything about it. They didn't rush the romance, They didn't have, the MC, being awkward with, and, trying to get through that phase, the awkward phase of whatever. Yuki as the female MC, she was cool. She's definitely in my waifu academy. She's such, So yeah, man, this whole anime, I was down with it, man, from the first episode, man. And it's different because we don't get a lot of romance. Maybe I have to look at more romances, more anime romance. We don't get a lot of romances where we see the, one couple has a disability and the other one is, have to, navigate that with his partner or her partner, where one has a disability and one doesn't. So we don't really get to see that dynamic. So this is a breath of fresh air in the romance genre. You know what I'm saying? So I loved it, man. And I hope we get a season 2. And I definitely got to find this manga. So, to the people out there, what did you guys think of A Sign of Affection? What did you guys think of A Sign of Affection? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? So let me know, man. But before I get out of here, I'm going to tell you guys one more time to check out my Facebook, The Variety Pack Podcast, my Instagram, The Variety Pack Podcast, my Twitter, The Variety Pack Podcast, and my TikTok, The Variety Pack Podcast. So this has been your host, Rashad, of The Variety Pack Podcast. I'll catch you guys on the next one. I am out of here. Peace.